Hi, this is Don Schaefer. Excited to be with you once again. I know we've been talking about a lot of stuff. We've been talking about how you can create your future, and it's been exciting for me, going through a lot of different topics. But this week, we're going to be talking about you got to be hungry. And that's going to be the theme of what we're talking about. And I'm trying to explain this well because we want you to be able to achieve everything that's possible for your life and to be able to have the understanding of various principles and how they work in life and get you to a place where you can achieve everything that you were designed for. We believe that God has created all of us with a purpose in mind. Every one of us has got a place in this world, and it's up to us to be developed in that. We will never feel complete. We will never feel fulfilled. We will never feel valuable and important in life unless we can fulfill that which we were designed to do. And that's where I am in a mission here to help you to develop an understanding of what you can do and how you can perceive things and look at things to achieve greatness in your life. And I'm starting out here with a scripture in Mark chapter 9, verse 23, familiar one. If you can believe, all things are possible to him who believes. And that's so true in life. That's kind of a theme of an area that we work with in life. It's a belief process because you will never go after anything or try to achieve anything that you do not believe in. And it's up to people like myself and others in your life to help you to become a believer. And what is a believer? A believer is one that believes not only that he was created, but also believes that he was created with greatness in mind, and he believes in himself. He believes in the possibilities of life and goes after them and becomes the person he was designed to be. James Allen had a quote. I'm going to read that to you. It says, if your real desire is to do good, there is no need to wait for money before you do it. You can do it now, at this very moment, and just where you are. And it's interesting, that's so true, because so many times we come up with all these excuses of not achieving things in life. But if you really believe something and go after it, you can achieve it right now. Don't wait for it. There's so many times I tell people that if you were created with something in mind, that your creator is going to give you everything you need to complete that. He just needs to have someone that believes in the fact that we were created with a greatness in mind and willing to achieve something in life. Okay, I'm going to go through a series of points, and hopefully you can stick with me on this. The first point is the more action, the better the chances. The more action, the better the chances. This is a characteristic of all successful people. The more you do, the better the chances are of achieving things. It requires action. It isn't something that we can passively sit by. The more you try, the more you eventually achieve. So in areas of life, I try lots of things. I've done a lot of things through life, and I'm still looking for more that I can do because I realize that there's only one opportunity in life for me to achieve, and I'm living it right now. I've been given a window of time, and you've been given a window of time to achieve greatness in your life. And it's up to us right now. And sometimes it's the actions we take. The more we do, we develop a hunger inside of us to achieve. Okay, you will become more alert to opportunities in your life. And that's true. There's something that happens with individuals when they place their life in an action mode. And we're going to discuss this more as we go on. But it gets us more alert to what's going on around us. It gets us in a mode where we see things for what they really are. My next point is be prepared to move quickly when opportunity appears. Yeah, we need to be prepared to move quickly when opportunity appears. The more quickly we can move on our ideas, the more we can keep them alive. See, an idea is very precious, and I always tell this to people. An idea is so precious because it has a life expectancy. And it needs to be nurtured, especially in the young stages of an idea, because it can pass away so easily until it's strengthened, until it gets some motion going. So it's so important that we realize that we have to move quickly in whatever idea we have to keep it alive. God has given you directions for you to move as quickly as possible in life. And so many times the things that come to us in life are actually God just trying to give us some directions and get us moving in an area of life that He's wanting for us. And I know ideas come a lot of times in different ways. And there was a gentleman named Peter that was in Hawaii, and he was from Canada. And he was reading the Wall Street Journal. And in the Wall Street Journal at that time, they said they had an ad out there for Century 21 real estate for franchises, for people to open up a franchise office in different parts of the United States. Well, Peter was from Canada, and he starts to think for a moment. He says, what about Canada? So he went back, he got a hold of Century 21 in the United States, and he says, what about Canada? He says, I'd love to do this in Canada. So they gave him all the rights of Canada for Century 21 real estate offices. So he established offices throughout all of Canada and became a multimillionaire. And he ended up living in a penthouse, beautiful penthouse with a harbor and a yacht parked down below in a slip. And he had a dream life going for him. But the reason this all took place is he was prepared to move quickly, and he noticed things. And like you look at this Wall Street Journal, thousands of people read the Wall Street Journal, but how many people think like Peter did of the possibilities and go after them and move quickly on them? Well, this is what Peter did. A tremendous opportunity, tremendous story. But it's a good example for all of us. When opportunities come our way, we need to be prepared to put some action to do something with those opportunities. My next point is be alert enough to spot your opportunities. Kind of similar. Being alert enough to spot an opportunity. Keep yourself alert. Opportunities are all around us. I know myself. I always listen to anybody who wants to talk to me because I realize that a lot of times there's an idea, an opportunity, something that could be nurtured. And sometimes we can walk right by these things without even noticing them. And it's important to realize that life is full of opportunity, but we need to be alert enough to realize that they're there. I know of an individual, also a nice story, but this guy was some years ago, but he was reading about how in Europe and Asia and different parts of the world that they develop all this product. And some of it's great stuff, but it never gets to the United States because they don't have a means of selling it or whatever they need to have to get it to the United States. Well, he went and he bought himself a European catalog, and he was looking at what they had in there, and there was one item that kind of attracted him, and it was a new design for a wheelbarrow. And I don't know exactly what the design was, but it might have been the plastic design. I'm not sure, but it was much better than what we had here in the United States. So what he did is he contacted them, and he got one of them sent over from the company. And he took it, and he went to a home and gardens show that was for major manufacturers where they bought their product for their stores. And he had one guy that had a booth because he couldn't afford a booth. But he had one guy that had a booth, and he asked him if he could just put this one product in his booth, and the guy said, okay. Well, he ended up having major corporations buy that product or place orders for that product with him. 64,000 of them they wanted that day that they placed an order for through him to get these wheelbarrows. And he had it priced out that he would make $20 a wheelbarrow. So he became a millionaire in one day with one idea because he was alert enough to spot an opportunity. This isn't something that everybody does, but it's a good example that we need to be open sometimes to potential, to areas of our life, because we're created for things in our life, and a lot of times we miss the opportunity because we're not alert in realizing that every day is a day, should be a day full of ideas and thoughts and different things that we can work on within our minds. Okay, the next point I have here, this is a good one. It says building momentum to keep you moving. Building momentum to keep you moving. Sir Isaac Newton says a person in motion tends to remain in motion. It takes much less energy to keep moving than it does to stop and try moving again. And that is so true. Once you are in motion, you stay in motion. Once you get yourself dormant, It is hard to get going again. I've been busted up. I know I busted a hip playing basketball once some years ago, and I was laid up for a couple months, and I just wasn't using my body. To get going again, it took me probably a good 6 months to a year to get myself into a mode of going again. I remember trying to gradually get into jogging. I'd go for a walk and then get a little bit of running, and you get yourself in motion. But once you have a momentum, it's so important to keep that going. And that's where successful people know this. They're always active. They're always keeping that momentum rolling. Whatever it is, your dream or whatever the idea is that you're trying to develop in your life, what you need to do is develop a momentum. There's another favorite quote that goes like this: on the beaches of hesitation lie the bleached bones of millions who are at the moment of victory rested and lost all. They're resting. On the beaches of opportunity lie the bones, the bleached bones of those who have rested when they should have been doing something. And so many times, our world is full of opportunities, and there's so many people that get themselves into a rest mode when they should be moving. They should be doing something. That's where it's good to get momentum and keep that momentum moving. Okay, next point I have is a guided missile ready to hit the target. A guided missile ready to hit the target. Your subconscious mind is a guidance that will move without error past any obstacle and through every problem on the way to reaching your goal. And it's interesting, I tell people all the time, we have a computer inside of us that does not shut down. It is our subconscious mind, and it'll work on whatever we place in it, and will try to achieve whatever we express that we want in life. Whatever we're hungry enough to go after in life, our subconscious mind will try to bring that in our life. I tell people we need to be careful, because if we go after wrong things, those things can come. But if we go after the good, we were designed with this programming system by our Creator to achieve great things. And if we can use it, we can become like a guided missile. There's a target out there. Our subconscious mind will guide us, will bring everything that's needed to achieve these areas. And if we can realize that this is our makeup, this is what's inside of us, this is what we've been given to achieve areas in life. There are so many people that have achieved so many things in life. So many people had so many things working against them, but they had a hunger. Edison, I'm told, was deaf. He couldn't even hear. Beethoven, I was told, is deaf. There's many characters in life that have become great people in life that have tremendous obstacles, but the fact that they have programmed themselves, they got their subconscious mind moving, they developed a hunger, nothing was able to stop them. And the first thing we need to do to be the missile reaching that target is we have to launch. We have to get ourselves launched, and so that we can take off and that we can move. So many times people get stuck, and I know what Zig Ziglar used to call the squat. They squat down, they get stuck in the squat and never get launched. So many ideas come into our mind, and we get stuck in the squat. We never get launched. We never take off. We never try to go after these things. We have to be launched. And just like a missile, the key point is being in the air and moving. So we get ourselves in a motion. NASA, I know they put these missiles out, and they look beautiful. They sit on this platform, just nice. But that thing will never achieve anything if it doesn't launch. And there's so much that goes into it. The weather's got to be just right. The fuel has got to be there. Everything has to line up before they say, lift off. We are taking off. And in our life, it's the same thing. We got to get ourselves in a prepared moment to launch. Every day I'm looking at something, whatever needs to be done, I'm launching myself. I'm getting myself doing this because I have a hunger. I am hungry for something in my life, and I'm going after this. Next point is, hungry enough to take the initiative to just do it. Hungry enough to take the initiative. It's amazing what hunger will do and what people will do when they are hungry. The problem and issue we have in our society a lot of times is we are being fed with so much in life, especially in these days and age. We have so much entertainment. We have so much to just appease the masses. And so many times there's tremendous opportunities, tremendous potential for us in life, but we're just being appeased. We're just allowing entertainment to entertain us for the period of time where we could be developed and into great things in life, but we need to get ourselves hungry. Accept responsibility and take action. See what needs to be done and just do it, as Nike says. I'm accepting responsibility for my life, and I'm just going to take some action. I'm just going to go after it. I'm going to do something in my life. There's nothing average about us. We just have to get out there and do it. So many times, see, God didn't make us just to be average. There's a lot of average people. We are exceptional, and you are exceptional in all that you do. And, we need to live life realizing that whatever area that we are gifted in, whatever our Creator has gifted us with, we are number one. We are what the world is waiting for. The world is waiting for people gifted in different areas. We need to develop our lives. We need to grab onto the ideas and thoughts and desires that are coming to us and take these and try putting some action into them and get hungry enough to realize that, day in and day out, this is who I am becoming. This is who I'm trying to live my life to be in life. I'm not going to allow circumstances and situations. I am going to program myself in ways. I'm going to feed my mind in ways so that my subconscious mind is continually trying to develop me into who I can become in life. Because I realize when it's all said and done, it's what I have become. There's an eternity in front of me, and I'm going to be looking back at a space of time I'm living in right now, and what did I do with it? Was I hungry enough to go after anything? Okay, sometimes you need to drill more holes. It's interesting, a story that I read sometime back about Amoco Oil. Very, very successful company, more successful than other companies. And they were asked, what is it about you? And Amoco said, well, we got the same land rights as every other company. Other companies sign up for land rights to drill, and we had the same land rights. But the thing we do different than other companies that makes us much more successful is we drill more holes. We are just hungry for more oil, and we drill more to get more oil. And a lot of times in life, that's what needs to happen with us. Sometimes we're not as gifted and skilled as other people might be, but we can do leaps and bounds more than they can just because we have a greater hunger to develop our life to do these things. There are so many individuals sometimes that have gone to college and got degrees, tremendously gifted, that never fulfilled their life, never did what they were gifted in, never fulfilled the degree that they achieved, spent all this money for because they could not get moving. I often mention the fact that there is a gap between getting an education and actually getting the career. And a lot of times there's a jump over period that a lot of young people have a hard time with. They can't make the jump. They need a plan to get them in action. They need a plan to get them launched. They need something to stir them up and get them hungry to achieve things. And they just don't have it. We need to be able to take action. We need to go after things. Next point is willing to take risks to achieve goals in life. We must be hungry enough for this to be able to say, I don't care. I don't care what the risks might be. It isn't about me protecting anything. It isn't about me preserving anything. It's about me achieving something in life. So therefore, for me to achieve things, I need to be hungry enough to take the risks that might be involved in it. And it's so easy just to sit around and not take any chances. It's safe. That's what people say. It's safe. Some people have lived their whole life. It has been safe. But just think of all the opportunity in areas of life that you never lived. I know one guy has said that a lot of people, after they reach the age of 20, they've already died. They just wait another 40 or 50 years to be buried. Their life never goes anywhere because they are so afraid. It is actually it's a part of life that, fear itself paralyzes people. A lot of people are paralyzed. You can't do things in life because of fear. It has gripped them. They don't want to take any chance. So they try to find themselves a secure place. See, that is not a healthy life to live. That's not really living. We are meant to be set free of that. When the good book says he came to set the captives free, a lot of the freedom that he came was a cure for fear, cure of being paralyzed because they're strapped. He healed those who were paralyzed. Much of the paralysis that people deal with today is fear, and we need to overcome that. We need to get free of all that and get ourselves a hunger that is greater than our fear to achieve areas pertaining to life. My last point here is developing more energy and ambition. Let's get fired up with enthusiasm. We need to get fired up in what we're doing. You can do this all by yourself. A lot of times it's good to get with people that are like-minded, because what happens is it pulls you. So many times in life we have to push ourselves to do things. Well, sometimes it's hard because you can only push so long and you get tired, and a lot of times you give up on the pushing. But if you can get yourself in a place in life where you're being pulled into it. Sometimes good groups of people that are excited pull you into things. Sometimes listening to tapes like this or whatever help pull you into things. And a lot of times you can do it yourself. You can sit there by how you speak, by how you carry yourself, the excitement that you can share. All of a sudden it motivates your whole life. These are powerful things that help get us to where we want to go, help develop the hunger that's inside of us. A lot of times moving faster and getting more activity, what it does, when we move faster, we get hungry enough and get more activity in our life, it creates a mental power. It helps us to think better. It helps us to experience things in a way. It helps us to see those opportunities. So much involved, And two, you talk about emotions inside of a person. Well, emotion, part of that word is motion. The motions that we can place in our life create emotion. So many times that there are dreams, ideas, and goals and things that we're going after that we need to get our emotions into it. We need to get enthusiasm into it. We need to develop a momentum. We've got to get launched. We've got to get moving on these things. And that's where if we can place all these tools into our life, we can achieve great things. And that's where my final words are: move, move, move. Will increase the energy and ambition that is needed in your life immediately. Place some action. Don't let this day slip by on you. Place some action into it. Get yourself an action list. Every day I live with these. I live with an action list. I write down the things I want to achieve. I am on a mission, and therefore I have to do certain things. I am scheduled. I am retired from a workplace that I once worked at, but I've entered into another career. My days are full. My days are full of things that I'm trying to develop and see come to pass. And that's where I want to encourage you to develop that hunger to go after things in life and to allow things to be developed in your life. Because at the end of everything, you need to be valuable. You need to be important. You need to be fulfilled. You need to have great purpose in everything you do in life, because this is the reward that your Creator has given for us who grab onto these areas of life and don't let life just go by. And to end all this, as we've done in the past, I have got some action items that I want to go through with you, and I got to grab onto these here. Okay, number one is write down your fears and resolve to confront them until they can be taken off your list. So write down the areas in your life that you are fearful of and resolve to attack those things until they can be taken off your list, because your fears are going to control you and keep you from areas that you need to achieve in life. So number two is, what opportunities do you have right now, and what actions should you be taking? So be able to write down, what opportunities are you aware of right now, and what action should you be taking to achieve those things? If you can write those down. Number three, develop ways to get momentum in your life. Write down what you can start tomorrow. What's the fastest thing you can do to get your life moving in the right direction? And get a plan for that and get some momentum. Get yourself in a place where you can't be stopped because you've got so much going for you. And number 4, what urgency can you create that will make you more hungry and prepared? What urgency can you create in your life? I know myself, if I want to clean my house, my wife and I want to clean our house, a lot of times we invite somebody over. It's amazing how fast that works. Or if I want to really clean up my yard, my house, everything, put a for sale sign in front of your place. It's amazing how much work you can get done. Or if you want to get a lot done, plan a vacation for such a time, and you'll find out that prior to vacation, the last few days, how much you can get done because you're going on vacation. And these are tools that you can use to create an urgency in your life to get yourself to achieve the areas that you need. You gotta be hungry. I'd like to close in a little prayer for you. Heavenly Father, we thank you, Lord, for this time. We thank you for this day. And we pray, Lord, that we can create the momentum, that we